You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about your neighbors. You must grow accustomed to your circumstances and train yourself to see clearly how each event fits into the fabric of the universe. He who indulges in empty fears earns himself real fears. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. What stands in the way becomes the way. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Curb your desire. Don't set your heart on so many things, and you will get what you need. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? Associate only with those who will make a better man of you. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Rehearse death daily. It is only the end of a process you have been experiencing since birth. While we are postponing, life speeds by. No man can escape his destiny, the next inquiry being how he may best live the time that he has to live. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now, take what's left and live it properly. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. A man who needs riches to be happy is poor in character. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he is not. Happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Fools wish to live forever. The wise wish to use their time well. Ignorance is the cause of fear. The wise man is self-sufficient, but he is willing to share his wisdom. A foolish person seeks out pleasure, while the wise person seeks out virtue. Do what you were born to do. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Life is long if you know how to use it. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. A man who fears suffering is already suffering from what he fears. No evil is honorable, but death is honorable. Therefore, death is not evil. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Courage leads to heaven. Fear leads to death. Bravery is the ability to perform even with fear in your heart. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. Nothing happens to any man that he is not formed by nature to bear. Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well. We must take things as they are and not as we wish them to be. A good person dyes events with his own color and turns whatever happens to his own benefit. The best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. Do not return anger with anger. Do not be wise in words, be wise in deeds. The wise man does not seek revenge, for he knows that to harm another is to harm himself. If a man is mistaken, instruct him kindly and show him his error. But if you cannot, blame yourself or blame no one. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. It is the sign of a great mind to dislike greatness, and to prefer things in measure to things in excess. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. To be calm is the highest achievement of self. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Other people's mistakes are not my concern unless they harm others. A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. Don't argue with fools. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Treat everyone as if they are a dying man, because they are. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can die having never done. What we do now echoes in eternity. Lost time is never found again. We must endure and persevere. He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man. No man is free who is not a master of himself. Throw me to the wolves, and I will return leading the pack. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in overcoming it. Observe how transient and trivial the things of this world are. All things are part of one single, unified reality. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. To live in agreement with nature is the highest virtue. Fear is not an external event. It is our judgment of an event. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. People are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them. It's not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Riches have shut off far more doors than they have opened. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Nothing is enough for the man to whom enough is too little. If you seek tranquility, do less. Possessions, outward success, publicity, luxury, all these things mean nothing. Be content to seem what you really are. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. No person is free who is not master of himself. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. The purpose of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back. To love only what happens, what was destined. No greater harmony. If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Live your life as though your every act were to become a universal law.